John McCain. They voted for Sinema over McSally because Sinema was a lot less controversial than McSally.
And if Masters loses, we all know why.
Yep.
Dude, I have this tweet in my drafts, and it's actually a good tweet for once, which is rare for me.
Hey, do you guys want to know something funny? Sorry to interrupt you, Tubbs, but I thought you guys found this. My father just texted me and said I need to watch my language, which is true. I'm sorry, I just get angry. I just thought that was funny.
I'm glad my parents are asleep, so they can't hear this. But I think Robeson should have ran for Senate, and Lehman, Brnovich, or Masters should have ran for governor.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
Dude, here's the thing: is like Robeson would not run for U.S. Senate. She doesn't want to be a U.S. senator. Being a U.S. senator sucks. Being governor is like being king of the state. Wouldn't you rather be governor than senator? If you're going to spend $20 million of your own money, wouldn't you rather put it toward becoming governor?
Governor. I mean, $20 million ain't going to mean jack shit in my state.
Robeson can defeat Lake. There's not a single Senate nominee who could have defeated Lake. Robeson is the one person who can defeat Lake out of everybody who ran statewide this year.
Thank God, but I mean, man.
Actually, Robeson and Masters Robeson could probably pull Masters over the line.
Yo, did someone say Schweiker with his fucking ethics violations and homophobic attacks and all that crazy stuff? Schweiker might lose his general even in a red wave year. I think Schweiker will lose his general.
Sorry, Schweiker's not losing his general. But,
I mean, the Democrats just didn't nominate anyone.
Hang on a second. Common man. I agree that Robeson could pull Masters over the line, just like Ducey pulled McSally over the line. I think you guys are underestimating the amount of Robeson Kelly voters.
Yeah. That being said, this is a more favorable national environment for Republicans, so that's why I think it is.
I have been hitting the doors like a bitch. Sorry, language. I've been hitting the doors like crazy. Sorry, Dad. Imagine
living with your parents.
A lot of people who have told me like I'm voting for Kelly in the general.
That is scary.
While agreeing to vote for Robeson. Because they're like, Kelly, like he's just like he's chill. He's just he's just there.
Bunch of losers.
Like, no, he voted to blow up the filibuster, the only thing keeping our country together. Do you not understand this? But because people don't really care about how people vote. They care about how they act, they care about what they say.
This is
how they feel about the candidate.
Okay, hey, you guys want to know something based?
Go ahead.
So I have now gotten I am a frequent voter, so I am on all those lists. I have gotten now 12 mailers. About 8 of them were from Robeson, 2 of them from Lehman, 1 from Tanya Wheelis, and now 1 from Abe Hamadeh. So that's where, that's where all my stuff is coming from. But I have not gotten a single mailer from Masters or Lake.
Is Abe Hamadeh Muslim?
I don't know, but he's an obnoxious little shit who should not be in office. Spending 2 years as an attorney does not make you qualified to run the most powerful attorney's office in the state of Arizona. Please forgive me.
I'm just saying, man. We get Abe Hamadeh, Mehmet Oz. We're gonna have the Trump running America.
Wait, I cursed again. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Fiery. It was a long day.
Arizona, you're at home.
So
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Imagine living with your parents.
Well, yeah, my father is on this Twitter space.
Wait, like actually on it?
Yeah, like he's listening. He's texting me about it.
Oh fuck!
He texted me, "Watch your language."
So somebody mentioned Ducey being able to beat Kyrsten Sinema. I actually think you're right, but the question is, why didn't he run this cycle?
Because he wants to finish out his term as governor, and Arizona has a very long history of governors resigning early and kind of going on to something better, and he didn't want to be seen as that. Ducey literally started his State of the Union speech, or State of the State speech this year, basically saying, like, I'm honored to be, like, the first governor in, like, 50 years to actually have served a full 8 years.
Anyway.
Plus, Ducey didn't start the year out so popular. He didn't start after COVID, after 2020, he didn't start out too popular. By the time that Brnovich and Masters and Lehman had jumped in, the field was pretty much already set. Or McGuire. A lot of the Ducey people were going for McGuire. A lot of people thought McGuire was going to do better than he did. I always thought that McGuire was the dark horse in the race.
Should have backed him from. Should have backed Jim Lehman.
No, ew, I hate Jim Lehman.
No, Arizona. No, I actually, okay. Can I talk about a lot of people don't like Jim Lehman because of his ads, and a lot of people don't like Blake Masters because of Jim Lehman's ads. It's interesting how that works.
Okay, so y'all, I have literally I donated $25 to a cancer nonprofit to help them out just because I had $25 to give. I am now getting sent every single day something from some nonprofit, St. Jude's Baby Hospital. I don't know, dying old Jewish women. It's and I just got another one from American Legion, and it's just here's the thing. I'm a charitable guy, and I try to be charitable, but if you send me mail asking for more of my money and putting me on a list because I sent you $20 out of the kindness of my heart, screw you, man. You have totally just ruined. I enjoy getting the mail. I don't enjoy getting the mail anymore. It's just very annoying to me that the nonprofits did this. I try to be nice, and then they do this to me.
Is there a hard right Secretary of State candidate running in your state?
Well, there's one who I don't know if I would call him hard right because I don't know if he knows much.
He's a fraud.
He is also somebody who advocated for the national popular vote over the electoral college vote.
Yeah, he's a fraud.
And he's been because
wait, who was it?
Fincham.
He said Trump won. He was 1% away from greatness.
Yeah, Fincham is an interesting character. Fincham also has taken a lot of bad votes. I'm really annoyed right now. Now, a lot of Republicans voted for this, so I can't hold it against too many of them. But I'm very annoyed right now because there was recently a budget passed in Arizona, and it was just a Democrat, basically tax and spend kind of budget, and Fincham voted for it. And that bothered me. But a lot of Republicans voted for it. I think even Walt Blackman voted for it, which sucks because I actually like Walt Blackman.
Bullock seems to be. Shauna Bullock seems to be. How's Shauna Bullock?
Bullock actually voted for the budget too, but she kind of got duped into it. But I really like Shauna Bullock. She's likely who I'm voting for in Secretary of State. I'm still undecided between her and Ugenti Rita.
She seems like the one that is sort of isn't hated by the Trump base and isn't too establishment.
Yeah, well, when she stops polling at 3%, I don't know. It's just it's still 75% undecided in that race, dude.
Yeah, well, that means it could be anybody's game.
Exactly. I have no idea how that race is going, so I'm probably going to vote for Shauna. But here's the thing too: is Shauna voted for the budget. Ugenti Rita is one of 2 state senators that did not.
Ooh, okay. Well, another thing is that the Senate. I don't know. Even the Senate primary has a shitload of undecideds. I mean, I'm not. I mean, Masters is heavily favored, but
I mean, it is definitely anyone's game. I mean, Brnovich would have to swallow up a good amount of the undecideds, but it's still possible. Not to mention, I've disproportionately found the people who are currently saying they're undecided in the races to be more moderate individuals. So if they break toward Brnovich, that could really make this thing a lot more interesting. When I'm knocking on doors, I find 80% of the time somebody says they're undecided. If I'm able to kind of push and prod them and figure out where they're leaning, 80% of the time they're leaning toward Robeson.
Why doesn't Lehman just swallow his pride and endorse Brnovich?
He spent so much of his own money on no, he's not going to drop out now, and he could still win.
Yeah, it's sunk cost.
Lehman could still win. I mean, I'm not going to say he can't. It's Lehman, Masters, or Brnovich. Although what would really be amazing is McGuire just to come up from behind them all. But I mean, wasn't Andrew Gillum polling at 8% when he won his primary with 32%? There's always the 1 to 2 big upsets of the year, and I think we've already gotten one of those so far. I think that was Pennsylvania, but even then, that wasn't much of an upset in terms of the actual winner. Okay, which races have actually been an upset in terms of the winner this year?
Raffensperger, probably.
Oh,
Raffensperger, yeah.
Well, yeah, because
Fetterman.
everyone thought Raffensperger.
Fetterman was heavily favored.
Everyone thought Raffensperger was going to go to a runoff at least. Yeah.
Fetterman was heavily favored. There was that race was never even close.
Yo, let's go Arizona. Let's get the Justin Olson and that one Italian lady nominated or whatever.
Paola Tuliani's. I flipped a Paola voter to vote for the other day.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna leave this space. So I'm gonna leave the same way I leave every space, and I'm just gonna say, remember the Gus grind set. Women want you, fish fear you, men want to be you.